Studio check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to the In Fact Blessing the Airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the SBTV Nation.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Happy Saturday morning kickoff to the weekend. We got a big game today to talk about, and I'm talking to my man about it. That is the evil genius, Dr. Dan. Good morning to you, brother.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
I'm feeling
Nice
good today,
to be
Dan.
back.
I'm feeling good.
I'm doing good. We got a beautiful sunny day here in frigid Connecticut.
Yes,
So it
sir.
seems like a good day to watch. Start watching that college hoop and getting some Army Navy, baby.
Absolutely, brother. So good morning to everybody. We are the SBTV Nation, and we are having a blast each and every day and looking forward to it. I mean, hey, listen, my kid and I watch the Army-Navy game every single year. It's just kind of like a tradition that we do. And
gotta.
one of these years, I want to go to it, Dan. I really do. So I think that'll
I
be
mean,
good.
West Point is what? I mean, or do they always play a neutral site, or they play at West Point, right?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, right now, this game right here is the 119th meeting between the two teams, and Navy is riding a 14-game winning streak.
Yes, sir.
And you think it continues possibly? I don't know. We'll have to have that conversation when we get
will
into
have
the
that
game.
conversation.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a third-string quarterback today.
A third-string quarterback. Yeah, both other quarterbacks, Will Worth and Tago Smith, were out for the year, brother. So pretty devastating to the Naval Academy.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And Worth was obviously a senior. Smith, I think he was injured, the first game of the season with the ACL. And then, your last game of the season before Army-Navy, man, to have Worth go out with a broken foot, it's tough, but I can't wait to get into it.
Absolutely. So, Dan, you know what? Hey, without further ado, why don't we just jump right into the Army-Navy game? Because I'm pretty excited about it, man. You know what? It's a good game, and it's great to watch, and President-elect Donald Trump will be in attendance today. Just
Good.
so you know.
And, every president should attend this game every year.
I agree. So you'd think that Obama, I know Obama was in the last one. You think he'll
You
be
would
there
think
too?
this is...
He's still a president.
I mean, normally it's tradition for the president to attend the last one, but Obama's ignored this tradition. I don't know if Obama was even at the last one. This is something that Obama's ignored.
I know he was at one of them.
1 out of 8 years, great. Look, these are you want to talk about the future of our country and things like that. I mean, these are the kids, and not just the football team, but all the kids that are there. They have no shot at NFL dreams. They're going right from there, right to serve our country. So I wish them the best of respect. That being said, with their third-string quarterback, Navy is going to demolish Army today.
A total annihilation, Dan.
I'm not saying total annihilation because, look, Army is a tough team, but people, the line has moved all week. I've been talking in DMs to a few people, and it went from 8.5. Now I believe you can get it all the way down to 4.5.
Yeah, I'm looking at some stuff on my board here. I'm looking at a line movement that started at 11.5 down to 5.
Really? I never saw 11.5. I saw 8.5 at one point. And honestly, last night it dropped to 6. And I jumped the line at 6, thinking it was going to go back up.
Got it.
Now, here's my reasoning. And I know that it's a freshman quarterback, but here's the thing. The Naval Academy, it's not like you're talking about a kid that has to go out there and throw the ball even 20 times.
Right.
Okay? This kid is fast. he has grown up his whole life. All he's wanted to do is run out of the tunnel for the Army-Navy game, so I know he's going to be pumped. And when you're running the ball, look, throwing it, maybe you put too much touch on, maybe you put too much arm on it or whatever. But this kid, Abby, you got to remember, in the limited time that he's played, the dude played a quarter, and I'm trying to think about what game it was, but like he played a quarter, and he was the leading rusher for the whole game in that one quarter. Okay, he rushed for almost 100 yards. He breaks big runs. Look, Worth is obviously very good, and I'm not saying that Abby's Worth, but I also think that this Army team is greatly overrated.
All right, well, I'm looking at it here. Army, the Black Knights are 6-5. The Navy midshipmen are 9-3. Army averages about 30 points a game, where Navy's putting up 39, but obviously with two different quarterbacks than they're playing with today. The thing is about Navy, I mean, defensively, Dan, they give up a lot of points, 30 per game.
They do.
You know, so, I mean, when you look at it, I mean, you know, it seems like...
you got to look at the level of competition.
Okay.
You know, that Navy's also playing, right? I mean, Army, look, in a normal year, they would have had tough competition because they played Notre Dame at Notre Dame this year. They played at Duke. But those teams kind of stunk it up this year. Yep. I just think that Navy has, like I said, even with the third string quarterback, I still think that they've played the tougher competition. You know, we're talking about a 9-3 Navy team. The Army team is 6-5 for a reason. I know what we saw about Navy they didn't get off the mat first Temple, but look, when you bring in a kid into a situation like that, and Temple's a very good team as well. Yep. You know, so I'm not knocking them for that. In the biggest games this year, I mean, Navy stood up all year. I mean, wins against Houston and Memphis, which is a good team, barely losing at a live South Florida team, beating Notre Dame, beating Tulsa, which people don't realize. Tulsa's a good team. Tulsa's a stout team. I think they take it to Army today. I look at something like maybe 45-28, something like that.
Wow, interesting, Dan. So you're actually calling for an over in this game when the last 10 meetings between these two teams have all gone under. Every single game in 10 games.
Tell me this isn't the worst Navy and Army defenses you've seen in quite a while.
Pretty much. I mean, Navy's given up over 400 yards a game defensively. And, but our Army's not that bad. 19 points a game and less than 300 yards they're giving up defensively.
Yeah, I know, and I'm with you. And they, but, you know, again, when I look at that schedule, I still look at them giving up 35 points at home against North Texas.
Yep.
You know, they got absolutely destroyed by Air Force. And Air Force and Navy are very similar.
Oh, very similar. You're going to see the triple option all day long. You're going to see the cameraman kind of shook on trying to follow who has the ball in this game, guys, because you got two triple option teams here. Not sure if you've really watched both of these teams play this year, but you're going to see it, and that's basically the tail of the tape here. And when you look at it, both teams, you're going to see. If you're a pass-happy football fan, this is not the game for you.
No.
It's not the game for you because both teams rush for over 300 yards per game. 328 for Army, 327 for the Naval Midshipmen.
Yeah, I love it. And, you know, the other thing, too, is we have to look at one thing that's really killed Army all year, turnovers. Yep. You know, they are 93rd in turnover margin.
Damn.
Navy's not great they're tied for 56, but that's still 40 points better, right? I mean, you're still talking about a turnover margin that is not terrible. They're +1. Army, oh my God, I mean, Army's like minus 4 on the year, I think, something like that, in the turnover margin. So again, I expect Army to fumble the ball. I expect Navy to pick up the ball. And, you know, look, I just think that this kid Abby is gonna do a lot of good things on the ground today. So that's my thoughts. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I have a large wager on this game, so let's go Navy.
A large wager on this game. Well, I wish you the best of luck here. And you know what? Just the fact that Navy gives up so many yards on the ground is bothering me, Dan, to be honest with you. You got the third strings quarterback. I have not seen him. But, I may consider taking a total in this game. And I may consider riding the trend and keeping it under. I may consider it. I may consider under 47. 10 in a row. Come on. 10 in a row.
Yeah, but like you said, I mean that's just scary. I mean, best of luck to you with it. Yeah. I don't see that happening.
Okay. All right.
That's just me. But hey.
Yeah, hit me up on a DM later on, guys, as this game gets closer. We're going to do a lot more homework and kind of try to talk this game out with the members of the nation and try to figure out what is the best side to make some money on. Because there's going to be all kinds of propositions, rush yards, pass yards, who turns it over first, who scores first, all this stuff. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to make money on this game, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's tons.
All right, so big ups to my man Tiger Clinch, who absolutely murdered the card last night as far as MMA fighting is concerned. So big ups to him. I know that 8 matches in, he was 7-1, Dan.
Oh my God, I saw that this morning.
Yeah, man. So congratulations to him for rocking and rolling and going from there. So, Dan, so we got a couple of things to talk about here. There is some really, really big games going on in collegiate basketball.
A little bit.
Just a touch. So I think, you know what? Hey, listen, the Dream and I have not really touched on it much, but we're going to get into college basketball a little bit. We got some lines. We got some marquee matchups today. And you know what, guys? Same rule applies as far as home court underdogs. Same rule applies. It's just college. It's the fact that you have kids that are in, teenagers or, early 20s that are traveling, that are trying to get all their academics done. They've got, obviously, girl problems. They got all kinds of stuff going on. They got parties. You know what I mean? So we like to pick on certain situations here. So, Dan, I'm going to let you look into this card here and have a conversation with me about any games that are tickling your fancy.
Yeah. I mean, I know we got the big one. I mean, do you want to start off with that?
Yeah, go start off with the big one of the day.
All right, let's start off with Villanova versus the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
All right, sounds good. So you got a line right now. You got Villanova, who's number 1 in the land, given 6.5 points to number 23 undefeated Notre Dame.
Number 23 undefeated, 9-0, number 23, huh?
Yes. Well, they weren't built to be a good team this year, and sure enough, they're doing their thing. That's why they cracked the top 25.
Yep, Notre Dame and UConn are so alike like that. You expect big things out of them. They stink. Then you're like, they're going to be terrible, and they're pretty good.
Exactly. So I'm pulling this up here. I don't have a total on this game yet, but Notre Dame, you know what? Going back to last year, they put up a lot of points. 88.9 points per game, and only allow 63.7. So, I mean, this team, the margin of victory is 25 points, Dan.
Oh, my God. I mean, they're killing teams. And what's crazy is they won fairly tough games on the road recently at Colorado and at Northwestern, which, as we both know, that was back-to-back. Right. That was a Monday and a Tuesday game on the road.
Right on.
And they won. They bludgeoned Iowa at home. So Notre Dame definitely, I guess they're flying under the radar, which is weird to say about Notre Dame. But man, this six line, I mean, people want to say, Notre Dame's strength of schedule to date, but man, look at who Villanova's played in their last 5 games, right? Okay. Central Florida, Charleston, Penn, which, hey, look, Penn for an Ivy League team is good, but it's an Ivy League team, and they got killed like they should have. St. Joe's and LaSalle, and they barely got by LaSalle. So I'm sitting here looking, and I know it's a home game for Nova, so I'm not going to go against them. But I'm sitting here thinking that if you're looking for a tease spot, maybe even a 4.3 team,
okay,
and you get Notre Dame up to 10.5, I just don't see them losing this game by double digits.
You know what? You're probably right on that. I think they're going to come out like gangbusters today, man. This is, you got the defending champions here. But
and they've had some rest time.
Mhm.
You know, they've had 4 days.
Yep.
You know, same with Villanova. So I mean, they're both going to be rested. I think it's going to be. You don't have a total on this game?
Total. I'm trying to look it up right now, and there's no total posted yet.
Okay, if I come across them, because I'm very curious, because obviously two teams that have scored a lot of points, but I kind of am expecting this. Here we go. I got 147.
147. Okay.
147.
Because both teams are pretty damn good defensively, Dan.
And you know, like I said, if you look at who they're beating up on some second and third tier teams, let's say. I don't want to be too derogatory, but I kind of like the under.
You like the under in this game?
Yeah, I could see this being a game where, you know, it's like 65-60, you know, something fairly low scoring,
Okay.
lots of fouls.
Okay.
You know, always a hard fought, you know, game. So I mean, that's where I go with it. But it's going to be a great game. I don't think, and now the line is dropped to 5.5 as well.
Yep.
I just don't think you touch it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, brother. So,
Yeah.
You know what? I think, to be honest with you, I think this game comes down to the wire. I kind of like Notre Dame plus the points.
Yeah, I definitely can see that.
All right. So moving on here, I'm looking at another game here at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You got number 22 Cincinnati going into number 16 Butler. Butler 5-0 at home, 8-1 on the year. Butler minus 3.5. No total posted yet.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I
Tough
take a
game,
prop.
right?
This game goes into overtime.
Yeah, this is a very, very tough game. I mean, you know, when you look at it here and when you look at the actual matchup, I mean, very similar teams here. You got Butler scoring 78 points, Cincinnati 75. Cincinnati's defense is pretty good this year, man. 58 points allowed per game.
I just, again, this early in the year, we also have to remember a lot of these teams are just playing garbage teams.
Yeah, right.
So, like,
exactly.
it's very hard to take the stats seriously right now.
I get it.
So that's a tough one, but yeah, no, that's one that I will be staying away from.
You'll be staying away from it. Yeah, I mean, you know, statistically, Cincinnati's a touch better here, and there's been a lot of unders that have been coming to form between these two teams, Dan. A lot of unders. Butler 4 of the last 5 have gone under at home. Cincinnati 17 out of the last 21 on the road have gone under. So you know what? You're going to look at some defensive basketball here, brother.
Oh, yeah.
You know
for
what I'm saying?
sure.
So that's all good. Moving on to the rest of it here. What's your thoughts on number 2 UCLA, brother?
I mean,
Big win.
Yeah, I
Big
mean that
win
looks.
for them.
I mean, UCLA looks like they're back,
Yeah,
right?
number,
I mean,
number 9-0, number 2 in the land.
especially, I mean, at Kentucky. I mean, at Kentucky, enough said, right?
Yeah, right.
But also, I mean, even if you're looking at other wins, Nebraska's a nice win, Texas A&M's a nice win. But the Kentucky win was so crazy because that was like their first road game or first legit road game of the season, really.
Right.
And now they get to come back home to a fairly live Michigan team.
Sure.
Man, what do we have for a line on that?
You've got
8.5?
UCLA minus 9.5, brother.
I almost like Michigan with the points.
With the points, huh? You
Yeah,
realize
again,
that
a
this
game that I
UC
don't. I just feel like I know that it's hard to say trap games and home games and in college ball, but you come off a huge win at Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that Michigan is that team that if you don't give your 100%, they'll get you.
Yeah, I get it. Well, Michigan
get
is
ya.
7-2 on the year, going into a team that scores 97 points a game. UCLA. That is
Yeah.
sick. That is a
It's
very,
scary.
very potent offense, brother. You know what? I like UCLA in a money line situation. I think I'm going to parlay them with a couple of teams. UCLA gets it done today.
They're
Goes
going
15.
to win the game.
They're going to win the game. Okay.
They're going to win the game, but you're saying 9.5 points. I'm just saying you could see something, you know, maybe even a first half Michigan play I'd be curious about, but,
Interesting.
you know, that's something that I'll probably just leave alone. I mean, that's going to be a good game, though. I think it will be a good game.
Yeah, there you go. All
If
right.
you want a parlay, though, I got one for you that you might like.
Go for it.
And it's kind of junky, but I mean, look.
Kind of junky.
Kind of. But it's, it's not crazy.
Okay.
I'm looking, so the first team I'm looking at is Memphis. Memphis is home against UAB.
Okay.
UAB is 5-4. Memphis is 6-2. And Memphis' 2 losses were to a very good Providence team at home. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
And at Ole Miss.
All right.
Okay. I can deal with those losses. I think today they come out. And I think, and first off, this is a money line parlay.
Okay.
Money line parlay. So they're, where are they? Minus 200 on the money line. But I think Memphis wins fairly easily.
Okay.
And then the second team, and I'm looking at maybe adding a third team to this because this isn't plus money, but it's not bad. It's like minus, I think it's minus like 112.
Okay.
The second team of this is Providence. I like this Providence team. I have for a few years. I know if you're not like a New England East Coast guy, you probably don't get to watch a lot of them. And UMass hasn't been terrible, okay? But Providence, I think, is just the better, more talented team. I expect them to win this game fairly easily.
Okay.
So I think, getting that at minus 112 for a money line par puts you in a real good position.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, hey, Dan, I wish you the best of luck with the junkie play.
Thanks, sir.
I really do. So, talking about a couple of other things here, guys. The NBA last night, the Boston Celtics, you know what? They're not there yet, Dan. They're just not there yet.
No.
So, I mean, looking at them and obviously, what they did, they were actually up at the halftime. They were up by, I want to say it was 8 points. And I thought I was in cruise control with that game. I really did. Until the third quarter where they got outscored by 15 points and lost the game to Toronto Raptors, man.
The Celtics just look like they have stretches where they stop playing defense altogether.
Yeah, it just seems like they don't want to be in foul trouble,
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that. I mean, but like, it's pathetic to give up 121 to the Pistons at home.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Raptors. Look, the Raptors are a very good team, but man, that was a bad loss for Boston.
I know they only put up 18 points in the third quarter, so they got outscored by 15 points, 33-18. And I was like, oh man, I thought I had it. I really thought I had it. But hey, it's all good, and we'll keep it moving and shake it off because it's been pretty damn good couple of days here so far, man. So looking at the rest of it here, Dan, Suns and Lake Show went pretty far over, 119 to 101. I'm sorry, 115 to 119. I saw some stuff online. I think it was SBR that had the over there.
Yeah.
I know, exactly. So let's see. Marlon's telling me the Raptors are a good team. When they
second
don't
best
get
team in the East.
Any
I
love.
agree.
The second best team in the East. Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
who else are you going to put there? I mean, look, I'm saying right now, there are teams that could get there. If the Celtics put it all together, hell, if the Knicks put it all together. I know they came off getting bludgeoned by the Cavs, but I mean, I still think that they'll wind up anywhere from a 2 to a 4.
Yeah, good point.
In the playoffs. Speaking of the Cavs, because I was curious about your take on this game. And granted, I don't know is your boy sitting out tonight?
I have no idea. I know that he lit him up last night, though.
Because this isn't making sense to me.
Okay.
And I know the Charlotte Hornets are 5 games over 500.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the Charlotte freaking Hornets.
Yeah.
At Cleve. minus 7.5.
Maybe they're looking at the back-to-back thing going on for Cleve. You know what I mean?
I guess, but it's not like it's back-to-back where Cleveland's on the road.
Yeah, I get it.
So, yeah, you're not loving it, though?
No, I don't love it. I should have loved it yesterday when they won by 20 versus the Miami Heat. I did not like that game for some reason.
I think here's my thought on what's going on now, though. I think that game at Toronto really propelled them.
Sure.
I thought they got a lot of confidence back. They knew defensively they still had failures.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went in and beat the Knicks by freaking 30.
Yeah, right.
And then they go out and they beat the Heat, and you're talking about a back-to-back at home. So it's like, hey, we play some basketball. We're going to go home. Our moms, wives, girlfriends are going to cook for us. Maybe all three of them in the same night.
There you go.
And then we're going to get back at it and beat the hell out of the Hornets. So if you ask me, I'm going to roll the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. And I think I'm going to buy a half and get it to 7.
Okay.
But I'm going to roll me some Cleveland Cavaliers.
There you go, Dan. And one other thing that I want to point out to everybody is, I talked about this and I mentioned this going back, I want to say about a week and a half ago. These Golden State overs come to form quite a bit. They've had a couple of games. Their last 2 have gone under. But I'm expecting at some point for one of these games to go up and be over the number.
I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Right now you got 210. They're going into Memphis tonight. Golden State is minus 11 points, which I think is a touch high, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I saw that and I was like, I kind of want to go the other way, but it's like, do you go against them?
Yeah, right. Exactly. So that's going to be a pretty good game tonight. So we'll have to sit back and watch that one.
Do you think this is the game where the points get crazy?
I think so. I do.
Nice.
I do. So we'll have to have that conversation.
And big up to Jeff Ryan, obviously, for that live line. Plus 250 on the what was it, the Raptors last night?
Oh,
so.
Nice. Good for him, man. You know what? I didn't see that coming. But I mean, Memphis. Let's see here. They scored 97 points a game. Golden State 119 per game. You think Golden State has found their groove here, or what?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
I'm still curious if they have put it all together yet. I know it sounds crazy, but I still think that they're playing really, really, really good basketball. I still think there's another level that they can get to.
Okay.
And, the crazy thing is they're embarking. They're now basically almost halfway done with this road trip.
Sure.
And the last 3 teams are the Grizzlies, the T-Wolves, and the Pelicans.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking, there's any issues there. And then they get to come home against the Knicks. Man, this team might be averaging 125 by the time we talk next week.
They're 16-1 in the last 17 games, brother.
I know,
Not
and
bad.
they play amazing basketball. Like I said, I just think there's another level they can go.
I agree.
And I think defensively, they still have a lot of room for improvement.
Right on.
But I mean, a team that can go out and on any given night put up anywhere from 125 to 140, it's almost unheard of.
I know. It's crazy. Well, I'm expecting an over tonight, brother. I'm gonna sit back and ride that a little bit because I'm expecting at some point for your Golden State Warriors to turn it on and one of these games to go over. So, but that's pretty much it.
You might
Dan.
be right about tonight at the Grizzlies.
Yeah, definitely, man.
What's the number?
It was 210. It's not bad.
I mean, if you're talking,
Usually their totals are like 223, 232, 224. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking like 220 on that.
Yeah, right. Right.
So maybe it
Let's
seems
get
like
down
every
with it.
time I take a Golden State over, though, it's like Curry goes 1 for 15 from the
Yeah,
field,
right.
and
Yeah,
Klay
no doubt.
Thompson gets injured, rolls his ankle, and he's out for the rest of the game. But now with Durant, you could just put the ball in his hands and be like, "Hey, I need 40."
Yeah, good point.
It's crazy, man. 3 guys. Like I'm trying to think, and I getting on a little bit of a tangent, but I'm thinking around the NBA for like the whole time, and even this includes the big 3 in Miami that started and all this. Has there ever been a team where if any one of your 3 guys got injured, you could literally lean on either Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, or Kevin Durant and be like, look, we need 30 plus from you tonight. And they'll go out and do it.
And it's not a problem.
It's not a problem. It's crazy.
It's not a problem at all. I just locked it in at 209. I had a 209.5, and I bought the half point down. So I got the 209 on my book.
I love it.
Yeah, man. All right, so we're going to get involved with that, guys. So, Dan, do you have any more NBA?
Not really. There's some really big spreads out there that I'm not really understanding. The Clips spread, I think, is way too high.
All right. What do you got there?
13. I know it's the Pelicans. I get it. But it just, 13 points just seems...
They're on a little 2-game losing streak here, man, so they got to bounce back here and get it done.
I know, look, the Pelicans are absolutely god-awful. They are god-awful.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. They're terrible. But 13 points is a lot in the NBA. I know a lot. I've just heard people talking about jumping the Clippers, and that scares me. And then there is a big spread I kind of like.
Okay.
And I want you to talk me off the ledge with this because maybe I'm crazy. I think this is the game where San Antonio finally blows somebody out.
Yeah, I think so. I'm with you.
We're talking 14.5 points, though.
Given 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. And obviously, that's something where I don't know if there's a lot of value there. But, this is a team that's now won, 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, something like that. They're coming off that three games on the road. They had 2 full day. They had a full day off. And now it's the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'll tweet it out later. I'll DM it to my groups, but I'm seriously considering popping San Antonio at 14.
The only challenge I have is that Brooklyn actually scores a lot of points. 106 points a game.
Yeah, I get that, and I know that Pop has not been thrilled with the defensive effort.
No.
I just love Pop, right? He's just the best.
Yeah.
He doesn't take no BS from any of his players, and that includes his superstars. I just think that he's going to his team today and he's saying, "Look, we're home. We got our home cooking. You need to destroy these guys." Come on, man. It is the lowly Brooklyn Nets. I don't care. They're 6-15.
Yeah, I know.
So
San Antonio is 1-7 against the spread in the last 8 at home. They're not covering those spreads at all, brother.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I'm like, talk me off the ledge with it. It's just, I look at San Antonio's schedule and I look at who they've been playing, and I know you're talking home games, so I'd have to go back and look at, the home games. But man, the Nets are so bad.
I get it. But
brother. I'll probably, we'll see how the day goes. If I'm fiending for some 8:30 action, we might jump in there.
All right, Dan. So you know what, brother? That's going to do it for me. I don't have anything else on the board that I'm feeling today. This is more of probably a, chilling with my kid and watching the Army Navy at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, no, that's my plan. Get in some of that early junky college basketball, which is so hard to find on TV sometimes.
Yes.
But yeah, man, I'm with you. It should be a good day. Anytime Army Navy plays, it's a great day.
It's
so
a historic day, brother.
I love it. And by the way, I am going to ride your coattails. I got it down to 209 as well, and I'm going to take that Golden State Memphis over.
Let's do it.
Let's get that money.
Let's hopefully we get a 120 point performance out of Golden State.
I want to see like halftime where it's like Golden State down like 68, 68-62 at the half.
Yeah, right.
But that's what I'll go with. But
awesome.
I love that play. So.
All right, brother. So what do you got to do to close out of here, brother?
Yeah, man. So again, another great Saturday coming on. I'm hoping that tomorrow we can all figure out how to do a big NFL Sunday show together. I got a couple tricks up my sleeve to get the audio working for everybody.
Good.
We're gonna get that done.
Yes.
And I just love the support, love the DM groups, guys. Keep hitting me up. Look, if I don't respond right away, remember I got 3 kids under 5, so I'm trying. I'm trying.
All right.
And anyway, so what I'm on today is I'm going to ride with Hatter on the over 209 for the GSW, and then I'm going to go with Navy -6. It's my largest play of the day, and then I'm going to parlay Memphis and Providence, which ended up being, I got it at -118, which is still good to me, and I bought Cleveland Cavaliers down to -7. And all day, baby, I'm going with your boy.
My boy Marlon is asking about hockey, dude. I have not even began to look at the hockey slate. And you know what? I'm just I see a Pittsburgh Penguins team going into Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is +120. and I'm kind of feeling Tampa Bay a little bit. But let's go back and forth, man. Talk me off the ledge, brother, on that one. Guys, we love you to death. Go out there and go easy. Get ready. Enjoy your day. Do some Christmas shopping. It's not a huge day as far as football is concerned. Tomorrow we got a full slate, and obviously the bowl season starts next week. Do whatever it is you got to do in life to do whatever it is you want to do in life and get that money. Let's go.
Peace.